All right, let's go ahead and start. Gonna let everyone trickle in, but for the future VOD and possibly YouTube video, since I have direct upload the VODs to YouTube, I'm gonna go ahead and say welcome, and we're gonna be starting today with more work on the Legion Zaku custom that I've been working on the last couple of weeks. And also for those that don't really know me or haven't watched before, I am Damo Zarko. I am essentially a hobby streamer. Paint and build plastic models, much like Gunpla, Gundam, Zaku, whatever I can get my hands on. So we will get right into it. First off, I will be showing off what has been finished already as of what happened on Sunday, which was the last Gunpla stream I did. Here is the Legion Zaku. Head, arm, extremely overly spiky shoulder, and yes, everything is still moving and all the paint has been sealed in. I know there's a couple of chip spots here and there. I did do some off-stream work on him by adding these little extra bits to the backpack because I was trying to shorten how much spring was there for the cabling in the chest. But so far he is looking really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first off I'm going to take his arm off and store him and all the extra parts away. All the finished parts. Oops. Shook the desk. I'm going to store all the finished parts away for now, including this little shoulder piece that will probably show up again after I build the arm today. So that I keep the painter allocator clip box clear for the day. Still adjusting everything. So I figure last time I did most of the left arm, I'm going to finish off by doing some of the right arm. And then I'm going to also try to work on the waist today. We'll see how far we go after that. That includes getting alligator clips ready for any of the individual pieces that might need to be painted, including this elbow piece. And yet everything has been primed as much as possible. So all I'm going to do right now is take my nippers and clip out all the pieces we need for at least the arm. And then we'll paint as we go. Do let me know, everyone, when you guys come, if anyone comes in, how are the audio levels? How is the music volume? Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? Am I too quiet? Please let me know. I don't want to babble to myself all day. Or the next couple hours. And now everything here is pink because of I sprayed on some paint primer when I was outside, so I can get all the pieces ready that I need to paint for the paint. Need this piece too. And yes, if anyone out there is an experienced Gunpla builder, I am doing a one snip, simply because these are already painted. and they will be painted over, so any extra blemishes will be hopefully hidden by the paint. Gonna grab the other guy's arm real quick to make sure I have all the pieces I need. Okay, make sure to get this arm piece. Okay. Now everything else that's left on there is all for the legs, so that will be another day. Double check real quick. A couple of backings for the hands, but that's fine. Everything that you see here will be the painted on parts. So I'm going to go ahead and start prepping with all the alligator clips. If I can get them on there. There you go. See if I can get it into one of those. Nope. And what I'm doing is I'm prepping them up for the paintings so that they can also be dried. So a lot of them, the ones that I work on, will sit up on here while we work on the next one. Empty runner plastic I got sitting floating around in my extra bins. Okay, nipping off any extra very tiny nub parts or issues. Nub bits. Okay. Now we're also going to start off by painting some of the pieces that I've just set up. Already taking all the outer pieces required for the arm. I don't know if you guys can see that very well with the way how bright my thing is, but I have a layer here for instructions on how to build the normal inner arm as well as the shoulder joint, shoulder cap or shoulder joint. So just gonna go right on into painting the first set, at the very least the first coat. pull forward my aluminum palette. We're going to start with some of the blue. And this jar here, even as weird as it looks, it's actually just some clean water I can use to add the paint to, because these are water-based, and having a little bit of water there before I start painting actually helps keep them from drying up on the palette. And these are the MSP Master Series paints. They're usually for like miniatures or other models. Really work very well. Come in a set. So what I'm going to do, small drop it, well, 1 or 2 drops of oceanic blue, and about 1 or 2, and then at least 1 drop of this pure white pigment in order to get like a lighter blue color. And since it's already wet on the palette, we're going to go ahead and mix it up. And I'm going to start with one of the tiniest pieces, because there's only so many pieces that are going to be blue on the arms, sadly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 coat. It's a little on there a little thickly, but that's okay. This is part of like the forearm armor that you see on the Zakus. I will eventually get a better camera, so don't y'all worry. The old one, that newer one with the ring light, was not the best. Gonna get this elbow joint, this elbow piece, armor piece, and this is just the first coat. Eventually there will be a second coat after it dries. I feel like I gotta sneeze already. Stream hasn't even started. And there we go, we got ourselves a nice light blue. To kind of show you guys how this is going to end up. Let me grab that arm again. The finished arm. This here's like the left arm. The left arm. As you can see, the only blue pieces I got are the elbow and arm parts. The rest is just going to be black, so makes it easy to make this. So while those pieces are drying, I'm going to go ahead and set up another section of the palette for the black. Since I clean out, I'm technically using the same brush each time. In the past, I'm going to switch gears, get a second brush, and then use that for the black. Start off with this extra wrist joint. This one actually has a ball joint that the clip is attached to. Really just an annoying piece, but This is where the hand stick, you gotta stick the hand into. You can still see some of the green inside of there because that's the primer did not go inside of the piece. May have put too much water into the paint, so gonna go ahead and redo that. Oh yeah, definitely put too much water on the paint. It's not even sticking to things. Okay, gonna let that dry. Go hop onto the next piece. And of course, once all this is dry, I'll put it together, and there'll be some extra like spot painting. Touch up any paint that chips off. Not adding any paint here because that's not actually visible and it needs to be able to attach to the other bits and pieces. The other parts. Do let me know if the music or anything else is too loud or too quiet. I will make sure to make the proper adjustments for everyone. Perfect. Next up, there's these box joint pieces for the shoulders. Well, I do have the alligator clip on a section that might need to be painted because of the way that this is connected to when it connects to the arm. Not going to be as worried about it. There we go. Adding one piece there, pulling off the next. And this is basically what's going to happen over and over until I get the pieces ready and then put them together. And then spot paint them. When everything looks ready, I'll put it up to dry and get ready to prime it, not prime it, to top coat it tomorrow. Off stream, of course. Top coat it with some clear paint. Also trying to make sure there's not a bunch of extra gloop on these very flat pieces and parts. This next one's going to be tricky because I can't exactly hold on to it very well with the clippers. alligator clips. Because there's nothing for it to hold that will not be painted on, or not be needed to be painted on. So just very gently applying extra paint. I think that looks good enough for a first coat. Coat. And then gonna go all the way over here, grab this extra piece, the other half of the arm, and just barely, not barely, but lightly brush on the extra coat, or the first coat. I'm babbling, don't mind me. How's that look? Okay, so now we got the first coat. And since I actually want to get the waist unit and skirts made today, I'm going to go ahead and try to find the correct section of the... There we go. And there we go. There we go. Gonna be getting all the external pieces for right here for the actual hard plastic section. And then painting those real quick. And painting and prepping those. Everything else is just going to be gray anyway. The inner frame and other inner workings. The inner bits, the inner parts, the moving pieces. Okay. Now I already know that most of it's going to be on this runner. Or if not all of it. There's like 1, 2, 3, like 5 pieces there? Like 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start just clipping off the pieces that are going to be required. Haven't, primed the undersides because don't really need to add extra. Undersides aren't going to show up on camera either. That's a different site, that ain't Twitter. And forgive me, after Sunday I did not do a after stream photo thing to post on Twitter. I will do that today and add the things I built on Sunday to it. Yeah, and all the extra pieces I think are only for the legs and feet. Okay, for anyone else in chat, what do you think for all the skirting armor for the Zaku? What do you think should be blue? Because mostly it's going to be black anyway, but we want to have that more of that Legion blue added in there. Oh, there went that. It's okay, I'm not doing the feet today. Okay. Going to kind of space this out. Left some extra plastic on there, trying to hide all the extra. Make sure not to chip off too much paint. Nothing on that one. Okay. Now I'm thinking for the Legion blue, we get the center crotch piece and the 2 side skirts, and the rest be black. What do y'all think? Okay. I guess we're gonna go with blue in the blue for this. I'm also gonna prep some extra alligator clips. So it looks like for like the waist unit and all the side skirt, all the side skirting armor, it's probably going to be, these are all black, or will all be black. And the pieces I just mentioned will be blue. So we get some extra blue into the kit. We don't want it to all be like pitch black, unable to see it. So I'm gonna go ahead, prep that. And while I'm prepping this, all the other stuff that I've already painted and prepped are almost dry and ready to go. Once those are fully dry, I will build the arm. Thought I had too many clips, but apparently I had not enough. Wonder where that went to. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the blue, since I don't want that paint on the palette to fully dry out before I get to use it again. Remix. Did that just blink on me, or was that just my eyes? Some of it is actually getting underneath it, that's fine. I'm not gonna touch up the paint there though. Next is this little side skirt armor. There is a 3mm peg hole in the side that's meant for storage of certain parts. It's not really gonna be used after this has been fully built, but in case I do ever find a piece I want to put on there. And of course, after we finish, or actually after I finish this final project, or this main project, there is going to be a next one. It won't be Adventure Quest 3D related. I'm thinking of Sonic the Hedgehog, or more specifically the Eggman robots of the older games and generations. Because I have a model I think would look really good as one, if painted right. There we go. Blue skirt, and when that fully dries, all the markings that you see, like all these little lines, will shine through. Actually, you can't see them. The little lines that would normally show up on the kit. As the paint dries, it'll stop being all gloopy. Except for me, I continue to be loopy while it dries. There we go. There we go. These ball joint front skirts. Really easy to paint, but once you start having to put it together, all the paint will chip off from just your fingers touching them. Unless you like go through the crazy thought process of top coating it before you put it together. But that's a different video. Then I got this little bit that's going to be in the back of the skirt armor. I know for a fact that it is used to hold like a weapon, like holster a weapon behind it. Once this guy is fully built, he's going to be holding a weapon forever, much like the Paladin Gundam holds his rifle. So I'm not going to be too worried about making sure that that's fully usable, but taking a second to grab my drink. Okay, so while all the pieces, I'm going to show you guys the entire tray of everything on alligator clips. All the pieces in the front section are the skirting armor that we just painted. All the things in the back are part of the arm. So I will go ahead and start working on building the arm while putting all those freshly dried and painted arm bits on. Always gotta make sure you don't accidentally put your instructions into your paints. Readjust my light here. Keeping my headphones on it like an idiot. Okay. That's not the right one. That is the correct one. Oh. Didn't chip any paint off, that's all in. So, these are the inner frame and other pieces that we do not want to get painted over. Where is the part this is describing? Am I blind? Yes, I am. This is C1, right? I think this is the bit it's trying to tell me to get. No. What am I missing? No. that one, I know that one. Am I going nuts? There's that. 12. And now I feel like a dope. I forgot that I used the other half of the parts already. So I'm gonna put that runner to the side for now. 10, 11, and 14. And yes, I will self-narrate what parts I'm grabbing. The creative process. Trying to keep these newer nippers clean. Clip it. Okay, and it looks like for now, we have all the parts ready and necessary. Let's see how these are. Okay, dry for the most part. And like I said before, I will be like spot painting once this is put together for any pieces that may or may not, you know, chip in the middle of the assembly. Okay. Get to it. There we go. All painted, put together. Oh. See, this is why I had to pay attention. I should be paying attention. Just forgot one piece. Eventually I will have to invest in a parts separator for things like this. Nope, there is no way for me to do that without. Ah, there we go. It's also things like this which is the reason why I have to spot paint. Okay. We have a little piece right here. Tuck the nib inside. Push it right down on there so it forms to that lower arm. Want this here. clip it right in there. And there we go. Pushing this first piece right on it. There we go. The extra ball joint to the wrist. Then you have this upper arm armor piece that is also very difficult to put on. Boom. There we go. You have an arm with a double joint ready to go. Which brings us to going back over here and double checking bits and pieces for the left shoulder that's going to be holding that nice big shield-like armor piece. 13 and 17? Okay. Of course, my new nipper tool is not a god hand. I have a new one, but I want to save that. Since those are such high quality nippers, this is a cheaper, almost newer brand that came around recently. I wanted to give them, you know, a run for their money. And I'm already seeing the hand I'm going to be using next, which is going to be this trigger finger. Okay, let's get these pieces off of their alligator clips. Block 1 and block 2. Plug them in. Make sure everything is ready to go. Come on, you little bugger. Gotta hate when that happens. There we go. So, gonna go ahead and just talk about it now. I've done another goof. That's why it wasn't attaching in the way it should have. So now I gotta do there we go. Some part separation again. Luckily that didn't break nothing. Wish I could say I haven't done that 1,000 times already. Okay. Done. Now, obviously, because of all that extra work, some of the paint has chipped off. That is fine. It will be spot painted, touched up. Okay. Done. Now we have a full arm. As far as the hand is concerned, I'm going to, let's see. I'm only going to be snipping out this one piece, which is meant to hold the rifle in hand. And whatever the backing is, back of the hand will be, that'll be painted to go with it. Now before we go on and move on, before I move on to the next piece, it's time to do all that spot painting, the touch-ups. Which doesn't mean like painting the whole thing, just take a couple of drops and painting over some of the spots where the paint may or may not have chipped. In this case, it all chipped. And I can't scream Alvin on this one. That was a Chipmunks reference, by the way. I don't think it's anything else. And here we go. Mr. Graveyard, thank you for following. I see ya. Oh, I know who it is, but thank you for following. Thank you for the support. Came just in time, working on a nice little painting project here. Swap over to the Legion Blue I got. Do a couple of touch-ups. Oh, actually that's a lot more than I wanted. Yep. go. Eventually going to do a couple more touch-ups so that no paint bleeds into where it doesn't need to be. Once I'm satisfied, we'll move on to the waist unit. So there we go. I think that did well compared to the other arm the other day from Sunday's stream. So, leave that up to dry. Clean that up. Gonna double check on the parts from the waist unit, see how well they're doing, if they are dry enough to prep into the next section. Looks like they are not. Okay. I'm gonna prep this back of the hand. Make sure it matches the other hand. Almost there. And I know I'm not actually painting the gray parts of the hands, so I'm going to put that on a clip just so I know it's part of a set. Keep my brushes wet. And double check on what parts I need for the waist unit, the parts that do not need to move or do not need to paint. They need to move. Alright, Graveyard, how are things going over there that I should be aware of? 25, that's this big unit right here. There we go. Forgetting where my camera is. What other pieces do I need? Gray bits. No, it doesn't look like there needs to be much else. Today. Double checking the paint. Okay. And like I said before, the paint has... I know it doesn't show up on the camera, the paint has dried in enough to show the details underneath. That includes some of the black, all the blacks and blues, all the panels. There is some evidence on this one of it, some of the paint that has kind of filled up in a certain spots, but that's fine. Later on when I do the extra touch-up coats, we can go over that. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Try to put this together without chipping too much of the paint that's there off. Click. There's definitely some extra spots that need to be touched up that I can see. Was gonna just sneak that ball joint in, but looks like there's some little extra bits of primed over plastic that needs to be kind of clipped off. Clean that up. Okay. There we go. Here we go, we do have a waist unit ready to go. Complete with moving front skirts and side skirts. Gonna get the underside onto an alligator clip. That way I can touch up any chipped paint, let it dry, and let it be ready for when I go to seal it up with a top coat tomorrow. And then on Sunday I will show, I will be working on more of the other parts and show how far the project has gone since starting on May the 4th. Try to get some paint down in that section. I know I normally don't paint moving pieces or moving parts, but I do not really want this notch in the back to be moving once it's been fully painted in. Legion black and blue, little skirt and crotch armor. Rate that we're going, might as well get into the legs today. As much of the legs as I can do. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. It does feel like this hand back has kind of fully dried on me. There we go. Double check for any other chipping. No. Unfortunately, the hand is, kind of crooked like that, but that's good. That means it'll hold his rifle when that is built. So I'm going to keep those two completed pieces off to the side. And then gonna go ahead and start working on some of the legs. Obviously starting with the feet. And I think from the perspective the entire actual foot will be black, and then have that little piece that you can see right there, that little extra bit of armor, make that blue. Looks like everything's going fine. This does mean I have to go pick up that runner that fell on the floor. Oh. And of course, there's going to be extra hand backings for any other projects, and extra little, kind of hard to see, extra little pointy nubs right there. That would normally be on the shoulders, but I replaced them with some metal spikes that look way too big for the model. But it's that kind of over-the-top thing that usually happens in Adventure Quest 3D, so I think it will stand, or work with it. Okay, give me 1 second, and I'll go grab the fallen piece real quick. Don't you love removable mics? Okay, so we're gonna have to remove these bottom feet bits, and it looks like there's only what I think is some of the knee guards left on this runner, so I can easily just clip out just what I need from the runner and throw out the rest. There you go, the lovely empty runner that every model builder loves to see. Put that away, put that. Move it away. Now obviously some of the paint got on the underside. That's not any detail that's going to really be showing, so the bottom section is what we want to do. And of course the sides. Be kind of like what happened with the Legion Paladin. Not the Legion, the Paladin Gundam. So much like how he worked out. Hoping that this entire project will work the same way. Okay. Now, since this is like some really big surface areas, I'm gonna go ahead and get my slightly wider paintbrush. Maybe get a drop of water onto the black acrylic paint so that it doesn't fully dry out on me. Now I know where these are going to go. we go. Nice black. Sadly enough, I was going over a lot of the bits and pieces that I do need to finish the Legion Zaku. I found that I do not have enough of the metal bits to replace the tubing that you would normally see in the legs. Gonna have to make do with what I do have. I do have a paint marker with some silver, almost chromatic looking paint. I can hopefully paint over the rubbery plastic that is the normal tubing. Here we go. Nice and black. And to kind of show how nice and shiny it is, I know there's like a little thruster at the bottom of the feet here. I'm going to use some of that paint marker on that little section. To kind of make, show. There we go. And to show how shiny and chromatic it can be. That way I can prop the model up on a stand and show some like in the air shots. And of course, the link to my Twitter is in the about me or the bio of the stream in the panels below. Well, on Twitch. Obviously on YouTube it won't actually be there. Unless I go back and add it to the description. Description. Go. Now for the rest of the bottom of the boot. So now we have the little Zaku black boots. While those dry, I'll start working on some of the parts for the leggings. I will take the opportunity also to show how the parts that are finished turned out when I can get the rest of them. Got a whole arm and one incredibly spiky shoulder panel. Okay, I will have to go and find that, fish that out later. I know I have some extras. There it is. Cha! Extra bits to the rescue. That other one was barely holding on, so. Don't do that again. Use the cheap nippers I don't care about anymore. Okay, I'll get to that at another point. Just don't want to have to go crawling around for the spiky bits. So far, you got a head, a torso, an arm with spiky bits. The head and the torso both have metallic, tubing on them. And of course, when progress is done, I will be taking pictures and showing those on my Twitter page when I can find, whenever I find that missing spike there. For that. Oh, lag! See, you joined just in time right after I went to go pick up the instructions from off the floor. Yeah, lag, how was your stream? While I show off what I got. Anxiety-inducing rage, yeah, it definitely would bring a little bit. Yep. Where I missed like most of it, I have like almost a whole arm and a waist built and painted. But that's okay, I'm gonna keep going. Looking at all the bits I need to make a leg. And we're gonna go ahead and start painting the outer armor. And everyone that came in from lag stream, how was it over there? Actually, what did you even do? Now that I think about it. Old school RuneScape. Ah, so it was a pretty chill stream. Kind of like what I'm gonna do tomorrow. The chill game. Extra bits. You killed the dragon. Nice. I once knew a guy that really didn't like people that played Skyrim all the time, but he would always say dragons to me whenever he was making a joke. Dragons. Well, good. I'm glad you guys had fun. Unfortunately for this stream, it's going to be a little bit more laid back. I'm only going to be working on the main dude, the Legion Zaku. It's all about prepping the pieces. I guess I should get the tubing out. The cheaper tubing. This is like the rubbery plastic that came with it. Can't do metal tubing. But I can probably fake it. Keep knocking into the stuff that's painted, I'll eventually lose it. Looks like one of the feet is starting to get dry enough. We'll be able to show off how good that new silver marker is. And of course, I know this looks kind of boring, but all I'm doing right now is prepping all the parts that are going to be painted for the legs. And then once the parts for the feet that I just painted have fully dried, we will assemble those. Getting all the extra bits off of the runners so I can throw out the trash. Makes for easy cleanup later. See how things are going. Double checking the waste unit. All the more visible sections fully painted and dried. I'm gonna go ahead and lightly add it to some of the finished parts, and I'll be going over with top coat tomorrow. During the day, I'll show it how it looks at the end. So I can free up space on the paint drying platform I got in the corner over here. In the corner. Look at that. Oh, there it is. So that is about dry. I'm going to show how well this new silver marker works. Gives kind of a chromatic effect. Look at that. Nice shiny chromatic silver. So I'm going to use that on this rubbery tubing. Since I'm out of all the metallics, or the actual metal parts. Gonna see if it can't be used to kind of simulate the kind of silver that I'm going for. It should, hold on, should stick to it without any primer. Because Gundam markers usually do. You can already see some of that. See if you can see it, some of that shine. Originally I got this marker so I can use it on the back of clear parts to kind of make them really shine out the colors from underneath. But so far it's come in handy for a lot of the extra bits and pieces. Forgot to ask, how's the music on your end? Or how's the sounds going? Would really like to make sure I have everything going just right. It's better than yesterday? Okay, let me see what I can do for that. Let me know how that sounds in a few seconds when it gets to you. Still trying to kind of find the balance. Look at that. Silver and shiny tubing. Still keeps kind of the rubbery aesthetic a little bit. And of course, once I finish getting all this almost chromatic plating onto this rubbery plastic, I'll move on to all the pink parts that you see laying around my desk. Hopefully I didn't knock any of them off. Okay. Got ourselves some easy to make metallic tubing. I know I just put that marker away, but I want to make sure I have a symmetrical, foot verniers. There we go. Let those dry. It's looking like the feet are almost dry over here, so let's try to get some of the parts ready for the legs. That includes these. Okay. So after making the waist unit and deciding what colors I wanted that to be, ordering for the legs because both legs have basically the same aesthetic. I have a pre-built Zaku in the corner that might be easier to see on camera than the thing here. So this is a guy from a year ago. So looking at it, I'm thinking for the blues, because I'm trying to like have very little blue. Let me pull out the mostly completed body. Right, I'm trying to have the blues be like small accents. So thinking for the blues, I'm gonna at the very least get these the little kneecaps, the small circulars bits in the legs, and then this section of the almost like a foot armor here. And then the rest just be all black aside from the tubing being silver. Double checking other paints. So with that in mind, I'll get the wider brush and just try to get the black on there. Move the instructions out of the way. I don't want paint on those. And while I was talking, my paint dried. Come on. How to close a jar 101. Step 1. You don't. Now I know I have black in the other section, but that one has way too much water in it and has like diluted it. Hoping I didn't do the same with this one, but we will see. Oh, definitely got too much on that one. Instantly from pink to black. I know Baleen would be crying right now, but is it Baleen or Beeleen? Can never tell how to pronounce those names. There we go. Sometimes just getting those alligator clips on correctly are the biggest concern. Because you don't want, what you're painting on just only like fall off the clipper and fling out into space. At least not yet. Accidentally flicked a little bit of paint off onto myself, that's fine. I am not primed to let the paint stick there for too long. Okay. There we go. Next, I'm trying to get these X-shaped panels that are going to be on the outer leg, or in the front section of the leg. And on Sunday, for as far as builds go, I did just get a bootleg master grade style. Looks like a Gundam, but it isn't. Type of model kit. I think I'll start trying to work on that on Sunday as far as just building it. Want to see what it's like to have like a 1/100 scale instead of always 1/144th. There we go. And to kind of show you how fast these paints are actually drying, at least on the first coat. I'm gonna go ahead and put the feet together. Really need to find a better spot to put the instructions. Okay, runner C. Clip out the parts that aren't supposed to be painted. Wondering if it's just my computer screen. I keep trying to check over to see if it's not, you know, glaring or being too blurry, but just really looks blurry to me. Thank you, lag. I did need a little bit of a confirmation. Eventually, it will be replaced. The camera. Seeing some cracks in the paint here. That just tells me that it was on too thick. bottom sides with the chromed out little thrusters on the feet. Because I don't think I ever watched the original Gundam, but I did watch some of the newer stuff, and even, you know, the build divers. I know the Zaku tend to float around on their feet. Okay. Come on. Sandwiching parts in, making sure the moving bit is ready to go. Looks like some of the primer got inside of the peg hole there. There we go. That's not going anywhere. So we got the feet ready to go. Gonna do what I do with most of the pieces and try to do a quick spot, like a spot paint for any of the chipped paint that happen to come off when assembling. There we go. Keep feeling like there's something sticking to my arm. There we go, solid black little Legion Zaku boots. This one didn't get away with too many like paint chipping. And of course the paint's going to chip until, or at every touch until it's been sealed in. I like that one, that song. Haven't been able to listen to my entire playlist yet. Okay. Gonna go ahead and keep adding some of the black paint on. I'm gonna go ahead and paint over the sections I don't need. Or like, you know, float on top of the sections of the instructions I don't need anymore. Come on. There we go. Alligator clip was threatening to come off of it. Was holding my part hostage. Kinda gotta love how like the paint goes on and it looks really shiny, but then it dries. And it's not shiny at all. There we go. Pull this one back off because I can see through the paint to the primer, which is not good. Maybe I need to add more actual paint and less water. One second. This, I believe, is one of the backs of the legs. Not too sure. Actually, yes. Now I am sure after looking at the instructions right in front of me. There we go. Another back of the leg. Looks like that applied on very evenly. Okay, going to assume the painted metallic tubing is ready to go. Put that to the side. Actually, work on the front of the legs. There we go. Nice and fully blacked out. Fully blacked out. Okay, I think I'm gonna take all the bits that need to be blue, kind of group them up, which is just really small bits. There we go. Worrying out spaces on the board. Usually a good thing. Okay, I'm gonna take... Trying to reset which piece goes where. Start working on these. These are like the back panels on the leggings close to the feet. Because the lower legs on the Zakus have like 6 or 7 parts to them. That reminds me, has anyone seen any of the new The Witch from Mercury Gundam anime recently? Kind of want to know how good that is before I try to dive into it. Not yet, lag? Aw, man. I've seen some of the model kits, they look beautiful and crazy with details. Kind of have to be careful though with brand new model kits. A lot of scalpers try to get at them before you do. Next thing you know, that model that used to be $15 is something like $30 to $50. And it's still brand new. Let's see. That's still drying. What about these? Maybe I need a second clip holder. There we go. Lag, thank you for that. 690. Oh, 69. Of course you would. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I honestly had nothing set to. I just, a lot of those are defaults and stream elements, I think. The 421 that I saw, I definitely would have kept it. But no, thank you. I appreciate it very much. I'm not the type to ask for tips or help or anything like that. Although, like I say down by my donation panel, I will joke about, if you want me to do something a certain way, you gotta pay me for it. That's the same thing for video games. Ah, yes, the tubing. Yeah, because the tube, all those metal tube extra parts, they're always like $6 or $7 by default, or $5, I think. I'll have to double check with the that local store. But I do like them though. It was fun. It was also fun trying to get those spikes into that Zaku shoulder. Getting new tools and learning new things. Using a little pin vise and hand drill to make my own connection sockets. There we go. There is the back knee or back legging near the feet. See where I can find spots. That's not too bad on how it's drying, so can probably take the little foot pads off. Okay, so for the next section, I think I'm gonna have to definitely refilm my light blue. I need to get one of those turnstiles to put under there. Okay, just a little bit of oceanic blue, or in my case, a lot. A little couple of drops of pure white to make it lighter. Come on. Oops, a little too much there. All right, Lag. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. You and everyone that you raided with. I know some of them might still be sitting there. At least I hope so. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. Much lighter than I thought it was going to be. That's a nice blue. Okay, yeah, that definitely put on a little too much paint, but it should dry pretty well. See how many clips I have and have left. This bucket I have off to the side is just extra bits and pieces. Don't really need the clip the nippers right now. Put those back up. Definitely have plenty of alligator clips to hold. Oh wow. I saw the paint moving around with that water. I think the goal for today, for the rest of the stream, is just getting these pieces all painted up and ready to go. And on Sunday, I'll put the legs together, hopefully. Since Lag so generously helped to find the metal tubing, which is going to be probably the worst one for me to put on. Because if anything, indication for like the last couple times I use them. Of course, I use them off stream, but very frustrating to put together. That looks pretty dry. Now for these little buttons, those might be a little bit tough, because I don't think there's enough space for the clippers to, the alligator clips to actually hold. I gotta pinch them on to like a very small surface and make sure not to apply too much pressure as I paint. Because the last thing you need is these things like coming off of the clipper and the alligator clips and just rolling out of sight. Okay. Keep me check back on into my Spotify program to make sure I'm not hearing something that isn't on the playlist. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna bring out the entire clip tray here in a second to show just how many parts the legs require, minus the tubing. Because there are a lot of, like when it comes to the Zaku stuff, I think the torso and the legs take up the most plastic in terms of like what you see. It looks like from like the schematics of the instructions, building the legs, there's like an inner frame that can be made before needing to, looks like before needing to install any of the armor, so I'm gonna work on those. Work on them right after I finish putting this in place. I know the water's starting to look really dirty, but it's just there to clean them, clean off the brushes in between stuff. And there are all the pieces required for the legs. Fully painted, ready to go, one coat so far. Gonna put them to the side and work on this inner frame I see of the legging. Right across here. Make sure all the paints are tightened up. This is looking like it's all from C1, which should be this big thing. Grab the Rui tool. Nippers. Okay. It's like 9, 18, and 19. And as these are kind of just bits and pieces that are meant to just move and not be within sight, I'm going to, again, single nip each piece that I need. Eight. Okay. Put that up for now and put these together real quick. Oh. Oh. I did it again. Okay. And this is basically just like an was it under a frame, inner frame. There we go. Sometimes I swear words just escape before they are called. And of course I will be, keeping hold of all the extra bits and pieces that don't get into the final build. It's always good to keep the extras around for any future kit bashing or customs. And I will definitely put these on too. Nice little ball joint. Okay. Right now I am clipping off a section of the runner that has parts that I may or may not need later. And holding on to only the pieces that haven't been called up yet. This shows that. This also says right here. There we go, double clicked. This is basically an entire what's inside of the entire inner frame of what's inside of the leg before you put all the nice armor on. So, I'm gonna double check some of these, the fronts and backs. This is the correct back legging. No, it is not. It's the other one. The other one. the other one. Okay. There we go. Upper legging has been put back, and it says to swing this back forward, and we'll see how these are doing. Come on. There we go. Checking all the little blue painted bits to see which ones are ready to go. That one's not. That one also is not. Although it looks like just like one spot is overpainted. That's fine, because that happens, unfortunately, a lot. Put that back up on the drying rack here. Should call it the drying rack, yeah. This one for sure has most of its stuff ready to go. So, and like before, there will be some, you know, touch-ups with the paint. Nope, I had it right the first time. There we go. Nice blacks and blues. Believe this part is next. And then we got this piece. There we go. Now that tubing connects, you know, from here to here. It doesn't really like hold on very sturdily, so I'm going to actually gonna have to use the painted on rubber pieces. Just because the way that the springs work on the metal bits definitely don't do well. 111. But of course, Lag's, you know, donation is not going to waste whatsoever. Okay. Okay, normally I wouldn't advise doing this since paint and this kind of glue don't really mix with the cement. But since I'm seeing this part is not going to be able to hold together very well, I'm going to do a couple of drops. Or a quick line over. So that bottom little funneled out piece doesn't come off. And this does require one of the things for the feet. Trying to I thought I was trying to snap in something, but here's what I can do. Take more of this plastic cement, dab it on where the pegs are because they don't have as much paint on them. Of course, some of the paint is chipping as I'm holding onto the leg. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Man, I thought some of the metal tubing was frustrating. There we go. There we go. I'm going to swap out swap in one piece, which is one of these X-shape bits. And kind of just clip it on, make sure it's there, ready to go. Da-da-da. So now we have fully functioning knee joints, and everything is still painted for the most part. Gonna quickly do a bit of a spot paint, mostly on the black, looks like. I don't see much chipping on the blue. So we will do most of the spot painting on the black paint sections. taking a nice little clip. Nope. Okay. For the most part, it looks like the leg is about done. I see a spot right there. So, we can probably see some of the paint through some of the parts anyway. And that's completely fine. There we go. So, one completed leg. Let it go. Go ahead and put it on up on the drying rack. And start pulling off all the extra bits that should be fully dried by now after their first coat. And prepping for the next phase, which is the other leg. I'm gonna do the tubing later when all the paint has been sealed in by the top coats. That might be something that has to happen on Sunday. Come on. Currently pulling off every single bit of the armor plating when I don't even have the inner leg ready. C2, which is this extra printed sheet. And actually, the way these nippers are working, I might not actually have to use a two-snip method on anything. Just realized there's an extra piece in there that did not go into the construction. what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off that piece itself and throw it in my extra little tub of bits. Maybe I can use it for a future build. Again, we go right on into it. At least I hope this is right. This counts as right on into it. Go right on ahead and put in the little ankle tab there. This is the left leg, so hopefully I got the orientation correct. Save a clipper to hold the leg up when it's fully put together. There we go. It looks like the paint isn't nubbing off or rubbing off yet. That's actually a good sign. Go get that. Ugh. Little knee dub ready. I do what I did before. I'm gonna squeeze on that section and then put a small dab of plastic cement in there. And then I'll do a step further and put a line on that outer edge. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put the other foot on. This time it was actually a lot easier to put on. Shock. Okay. There we go. And we got the very last bit. We got ourselves an entire leg unit. And like I did with the other one, we're going to do some spot painting to like get rid of some of the extra or excess. Come on. Trying to get a good grip on there for the alligator clip. Okay, a little bit of blue on that. I don't think I need blue anywhere else. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Okay. Now that is drying for sure. But I think we got our good stopping point for at least for today's stream. Because the major project, which is the Legion Zaku up in the corner, basically gotten like almost all of the body done. So I think for Sunday's build stream, we're gonna start by doing the finishing touches, such as the tubing and the leggings. Once I get around to doing applying a top coat to everything that's already been painted. But if we take everything that's been done today, that's essentially a waist unit, the entire right arm, and both legs. And maybe I'm rushing this a little bit for some of the stuff, but I still think that's a whole lot better than it could be. Got an entire left arm ready to go. So if we take the completed bits ready to, that are already ready, and then compare all the stuff that has just been finished. Waist unit, both legs, minus the tubing. We almost got an entire full model, or full custom model ready to go. Almost. Unfortunately, what the finished pieces have that the currently unfinished pieces don't have is that they've had a top coat put on top of them, which is a clear, like a clear paint ready to go to seal in all of the paint and all the work that's been done. So there we go. And here we go. So it's kind of safe to say it's time to wrap up stream for the day. But that was it for the build, or for the building, for the gunpla stream that was today. Tomorrow's stream there will be, it'll be quite a bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? A chill stream that's only gonna be like a video game, like a very calm video game. And the next stream where my whole gunpla project will take place will be on Sunday. And the schedule is, I do have a printed schedule that is below the stream. It will be changed shortly for next week because I've decided to change some of the scheduling around. So I will not be streaming on Tuesdays anymore. And of course the Thursday stream will be starting at 2 hours early. But aside from that, nothing else has changed. Thursdays and Sundays will be, you know, model kit and painting and building. Some might be Gundams, some might not be. And I'd like to thank everyone that actually showed up. I'm going to give another shout out to Lago Lore. I will try to figure out his Twitch link and put it in the description for the VOD and for the eventual YouTube upload. But yeah. Take care, peace, and chicken grease.